this up maybe? Yeah, maybe up there. That's a little better. That's a little better. should know this one, but kind of part of me wants to play with these buttons too. I don't mess with it. I don't know what to tell you. There. I probably want to do the same thing here. Ask my wife down there at the. Go to the channel and see if it's on. It should be on. And my wife somewhere. Folks, thanks for joining us here in the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. 30 seconds to go in the warm-ups here in Cottage Grove, Minnesota for a U10B1 game between the Cottage Grove Wolfpack, the 10B1 Wolfpack, and your 10B1 Blue Spartacats. Spartacats warming up on the right side over here wearing their road blues with the white trim. And the Wolfpack over here on the left side of your screen with the home whites, green and black trim. And we're just about set here to finish warm-ups in Cottage Grove. Spartacats yesterday had a 1-1 draw against the Woodbury Predators in a close game where neither team was dominant. Draw a fairly accurate and reasonable representation of what happened yesterday on the ice. Wolfpack, on the other hand, looking for a positive result, having lost their first game yesterday 5-1 to the Valkyries. So right now, Wolfpack looking to climb into the win column, and the Spartacats also looking for their first win this season. We'll get your lineup here as soon as the girls take the ice. And hopefully the sound is pretty good here. We've got a lot of fans around us, so imagine we'll get some additional noise. Looks like Mersil, Bauman, and Nolder at your forwards, along with Shack and Scott on the defense. 12 minutes on the clock. First period action coming to you from the North Rink at Cottage Grove Ice Arena. Cats initially win that, finds its way down into the left side of your screen, wraps around behind, and here come the Wolfpack. Pack tried to break it out, held in by Shack at the line, but then she fumbles it, has a little trouble with it. Scott cleans that up, punches it back in. Bauman loses an edge and goes down. Mersil battling there with the Wolfpack defender, and now the Pack get it going the other way. Mersil tries to get that off, and offside against the Wolfpack as one of their forwards hits straight into an offside position. 11:23 to go here, first period, opening seconds of this U10B1 game. Olsen, Baker, and Miller, your forwards, with Cron and Donahue, your defenders. Miller punches that one into neutral ice, and now the Wolfpack try to control. Lots of attention there for the Pack. Donahue punches it forward, looks for Olsen right under your camera. This is going to come for Cron. Cron slaps that towards the boards. Wolfpack control. Now Olsen with it. She's dispossessed in the offensive zone. A couple of players go down as a shot is blocked by a number of players, and this one finds its way out of the zone. Martin Olsen with an opportunity, has it taken off her stick, gets it back, and then they punch away at it. And Olsen sends that in, and now Eden Miller, who had the Spartacats' only goal yesterday, has it in the far corner. Pack doing a nice job defensively, taking that away from her, and now they'll bring it out to neutral ice. steaming across the red line. Here comes an opportunity. Nollner doing a nice job of backing up her defenders. Nollner with it again. Nollner goes down, and the referees are going to call a trip. We saw this yesterday with some relatively young referees. They were making some interesting calls, maybe that some of the fans and some of the more experienced eyes may not have seen, but in any event, at their 1-minute penalties, and frankly at this age, the power play opportunities for both of these teams probably not very efficient. Cats with an offensive zone face-off coming to your left. Nurka wins that one, back for Shaq. Shaq gets it on her stick and sends it down, looking for somebody, and we have a brief timeout. They were having some issues with getting the penalties listed on the board. I think they're set now, even though they have penalties listed on both teams. I think they're set now, and now we will go back to live action. I guess we'll start it all over again, as the clock did not run. Now the penalty is off the board. Now we need to get the penalty back up on the board. Up, there it is. Okay. We have the penalty on the right side now. Nurka is going to try to win that. She does. Back to the defense, but unfortunately for Scott and Shaq, unable to keep it in. Shaq goes the other way. Scott wasn't expecting that, and now the Spartacats find themselves in their own end. Nollner's going to get a slap to that. This comes for Shaq. She tries to feed forward. It doesn't. Swipes at it again. Bauman tries to get it out, but the Wolfpack keep it in near boards. Good defense there by the Wolfpack, keeping Bauman from breaking out. All three forwards on the near side. Now Nollner slaps that down. It finds its way into the other end, but now Spartacats need to get out. They do. Bauman does clear the zone as Scott dumps it in, but it's taken by the Wolfpack. Now they come through center ice. Sent back in that time by Nurka, and Bauman will give chase. Check it, that was Shaq sending it in, and I think we have an icing call with 9:19 to go, 7 seconds left on the rather pointless power play. In fact, I've heard a lot of squirting U10 coaches say, can we just decline the power play, play 5-on-5. In any event, we have icing against the Spartacats. 9:19 to go, as I said. This one towards the middle. Opportunity here for the Spartacats. This is Maren Olsen. Maren Olsen, a good skater. She's over the blue line. She's got defense to the middle. Olsen shoots. Good save by the Wolfpack keeper. She pushes that wide. Good battle there along the boards. The penalty is over. We are back to 5-on-5 skating as Cron battles there to try to keep it inside the offensive zone. Pack have it momentarily. A couple of players slapping at it. Is Donahue going to be able to keep it in? No, she can't. And now the Cats have to retreat. Donahue sends that forward for Olsen. Olsen gets it to the middle. And that's back out of the zone. So good job there by Olsen, and she's going to go. So Olsen, as soon as the Cats touch this puck, is going to go for a 2-minute or a minor penalty. And there it is. So Olsen's going to go for a hook or a trip. And again, not a lot of contact, but the referee's calling it very, very tight. 8:23 to go here in the first period. Miller, Baker, Scott, and Shaq are your defenders for the Spartacats. I should mention J-War in net. Wolfpack getting the right numbers of players and right setup of players on the pitch, the ice. And now they win the faceoff. Opportunity here and early, that's off the side of the net. Good battle in the corner, Pack with it. They bring it out towards the top. It's sent in that time by the defender at the point. Good skill there by Baker. She can't quite get it out though. This comes for Scott. Scott hammers that one off the board and sends it down, and that's going to go. It's not going to go for icing. Nicely done. Bauman will give chase. Bauman and Baker. Scott steps up to keep it, try to keep it in, but she can't. This puck finds its way down towards the other end. Scott with it again. Scott sends it back out, and we'll have offside. Check it, offside against the Wolfpack with 7:42 to go here, first period. Score is still 0-0. Thanks for joining us here on the live stream. We weren't 100% sure we were going to get this up and running, but we managed to do it as Nurka and Meller figure out where they're supposed to be. Wolfpack win that face-off, comes back to their D. They try to swing it in, but good defense that time by Nurka. Comes back for Kron. Kron tries a backhand. Kron's keeping it there on the boards. Now the Pack will step up and try to send it in. And you can hear the coaching staff saying, "Get it out." This one comes from Meller. Meller slaps that towards the boards, and this might be an opportunity. Olsen has a head of steam. She breaks it over the blue line. She's got multiple forwards by her. Donahue and Kron both stepping up. Olsen tries to keep it in. She does momentarily. Wolfpack control, and they go D to D. Nice job switching the ice by the Pack. And they'll press. Kron keeps that out of the zone, and that's offside against the Wolfpack. 6:52 to go here. Still no score from Cottage Grove, Minnesota. Shots officially 1-0 in favor of the Spartacats. We'll see if that changes here momentarily, as that might have been a trip. Might have been a trip, but goes behind the cage. In any event, we play on. And this one comes in towards Jay Warren. It's taken by Scott. Scott around her own cage, finds Nollner. Nollner can't get a stick to that, but it squirts out to neutral ice. Cottage Grove with a head of steam now goes far side. Good defense there. Bauman just bounced off the Cottage Grove skater. Nicely done. Shack steps up from her defensive position. She's got it on her backhand, tries to slide that to the middle. It's kept out momentarily. Nollner has a pitchforks it in. There's a rebound. Good shot by Nollner, getting that on net. And here's an opportunity for the Cats if they can keep it in. Scott can't quite keep her skates, but she keeps it in. Now she sends it to the slot where it's intercepted competently by the Pack. Nollner digging it out there. Physical battle left side of your screen. Pack behind the net. Good forecheck by Bauman. Pack doing a good job of hitting that pass on the half wall, and now Shack tries to hold it in. This is Mercil. Mercil shoots a distance, and that's blocked. Good job by the defense getting in front of that one. Mercil. Well, that's interesting. We didn't have an arm up in the air, but now we have a whistle, and I think we're going to have a penalty against the Pack. Refs looked like they were going to call everything very, very tight to start the game, and then maybe loosen up as the game goes on. Instead, we saw a couple of plays where maybe the Pack should have had a brief power play, maybe not, hard to say, but a call there as Mercil draws the penalty, and a 1-minute power play here for the Spartacats. Kron and Donahue are your defenders. This one comes back to Mira. Donahue sends it across from Kron. Kron tries to square. Good defense that time by the Pack, getting in front of that shot from the point. Kron holds it in. Oh, I spoke too soon. He does squirt out over her. Well, she didn't touch it. Oh, well, okay, that's the right thing to do. Yep, no touch-up offsides here, and the Spartacats are offside with 5:08 to go here in the first period. Olsen, Meller, and Baker are your forwards. This one comes back from Donahue. It's taken away that time by the Pack. Dumped in that time by Donahue. Right near the red line. Could have maybe called icing there, but in any event, Donahue tries to go to the middle. It's broken up that time by the Pack, and they clear it all the way down. And it'll be icing against the Wolfpack. A rather cruel rule by the Team USA Hockey. You get the clearance on a power play or a penalty kill, and you still end up with an icing call. 23 seconds left in the minor penalty. So switching the defenders. So Scott and Shack now out. Shack's going to get to this one first. She has an opportunity. Good defense that time by the Wolfpack, interrupting Shack's shot. Baker for it there. Meller tries to get to it. Olsen is going to try to keep it in. Step up by Scott near board. She does. This one goes into the far corner. Miller battling there. Good physical battle there. Tries to swipe it in towards the crease. Opportunities. Miller. It's in the crease. It's amongst a bunch of skates. And the Wolfpack survive. No goal there. Good defense clearing it out. And now they'll counterattack the other way. Penalty time has expired. Shack with the defense. Good job by the Pack bringing it in, but pass misfires. And Olsen claims that one. Chips it up the boards. Finds its way towards the Wolfpack point. Lots of slapping at sticks there, and Scott tries to get this out towards Miller. Miller has it. Tries to clear the zone. Now she does. And there will be a bit of a relief momentarily for the Spartacats. Here come the Wolfpack. Wolfpack send this one in down behind. Now Melissa Wilhelm, who's in. A good pass to the crease. Nurka with it. Opportunity. She's got to get her head up, but can't quite control that puck. And it's swept back down behind Wilhelm. 3:24 to go here in a rapidly moving first period. That puck's played out that time by Olsen. That's going to go for icing unless... Yeah, and it will go for icing. I was thinking maybe there's a chance that Pack might get to that one, but instead we have an icing infraction as these shots now are even at one apiece. So not a lot of offense in this game so far. Both teams playing it close to the vest from a defensive standpoint. Early in the season, B1 hockey at the U10 level. It's always going to be a little bit of a adventure. This one cleanly to the point. Shot comes in from the Wolfpack. Deflection there. Opportunity for the Pack, and they're unable to keep it in the zone. And here's a great chance for Bauman. Can Bauman get to the other end of this? I think the Pack are going to beat her to it, and they will. And an icing call. Oh, that's it. Wow. Good hustle by everybody involved there, but that was a rather cool icing call, as Bauman had intercepted that on her side of the red line and poked it forward, but it went for icing. Face-off win momentarily. A little miscommunication there between Wilhelm and the defenders. This one finds its way out to neutral ice, though. And Mercil tries to steer that back in. Bauman's going to try to keep it in at the point. It squirts out. Pack try to get out to neutral ice. They do. Donahue sends it back in, left side of your screen. The Wolfpack players lost her stick. I think maybe it was caught, maybe in the boards. Nurka battling their far side. Now it rotates to the other side. Kept in by Bauman momentarily, but the Pack control. Kron has it. Kron keeps control of it, gets it in, and it's offside as Nurka had not cleared the zone. So offside with 2:13 to go here in the first period. Wolfpack and the Spartacats. Olsen, Miller, and Mercil, your forwards. Scott and Shack, your defenders. Shack goes the other way with it. Thought about a D-to-D, but goes the other way. This one comes back for Scott. Scott has it on her stick with a head of steam behind her net. Sends it out looking for Olsen. Olsen takes a touch to it. Tries to get it out. Missed a little bit of a miss hit there. And here come the Wolfpack the other way. Olsen has it again. Tries to get it out again. It's caught in a Wolfpack player's skates. Mercil tries to get it out. It's kept in, nicely done. That time by the Wolfpack, keeping it in, but it goes to the far side, and now here's an opportunity for Mercil. Mercil's going to have it, and she has Miller breaking to the middle. Mercil somehow between a couple of defenders. Miller's going to have this in the corner, try to send it to the crease. Good defense there, intercepts it, and this one will come all the way out to neutral ice as Scott and Shack were scooting to the other side. Scott with it there. Scott goes up the near side boards. Good conservative call. Opportunity here for Mercil or Olsen. Is somebody going to get on the end of it? It is a Wolfpack player momentarily. She tries to chip that up the boards. And an opportunity for the Pack going the other direction. Shack with the defense. And that's going to be defense. And it's going to be go into the corner. I thought maybe we might see a penalty there, but again, everybody's just falling down. Cats in the middle of a change. Good save by Wilhelm that time. So good shot by the Wolfpack. Thought momentarily we might have a penalty called there against the
Spartacats, but I think that's probably the right call. Players are just going to lean on each other and fall down when the pressure's removed. Nollner, Baker, and Bauman are your forwards. Cron and Donahue, your defenders. Cron intercepts that one, hits the Jets and goes by a couple of defenders.
Now she has to bring the puck with her. Now Baker sends it in. Cron retreats to her normal position, and Bauman goes for the forecheck, but it was pushed in from the wrong side of the red line.
And with 30 seconds left in the first period, there will be a defensive zone face-off for the Spartacats. Again, in their road blues with a white trim. Park Cottage Grove Wolfpack. Cottage Grove Hockey Association white with the forest green and black trim. Can't see it on this broadcast because of the way I've had to adjust the camera, but here's an opportunity for the Wolfpack. It's loose in the crease. Sent out by Shack, nicely done, by Nollner. But it was sitting there in the crease. If there had been somebody to get a rebound, somebody in white would have absolutely scored. Good battle here along the boards. There's Nollner battling, good physical battle.
This is slid out by Bauman. Bauman's going to keep chugging through center ice, try to get at this puck. Back go to the far side, and we will go to the second period. Score still 0-0 between the Wolfpack and the Spartacats. So back for second period action in about 1 minute. There's the intermission buzzer. The teams will switch ends. Cottage Grove will be attacking to the left. Spartacats going from left to right. 12 minutes on the clock. Second period action about to come to you from the North Rink here at Cottage Grove Ice Arena. Officially 4 shots for the home team, for the Wolfpack. 1 shot for the Spartacats, and that is a number that absolutely will have to change if the Spartacats are going to remain competitive in this game. Can't win games with only a handful of shots, and that's offside against the Spartacats at the blue line. So Shack and Scott, your defenders, with Miller, Nurka, and Olsen, your forwards. J-War back in net. Opportunity here for Miller. Miller tries to get this on her backhand, tries to draw it to her forehand, sends it to the middle. Nicely done. Sorry, bad camera work there. Olsen far side. She chips it in towards the crease. It's deflected by a couple of defenders. Nurka gives chase. She'll try to keep it in. Nicely done. Miller there. Nobody's in front. Miller sends it in front, but no one was there. Shack, though, keeps it in. Slaps it towards the crease, and now she has it to Miller. Miller shoots. Hits side netting. And she'll battle there and steer it in towards the back of the crease, but it goes behind the goal. Olsen and Nurka battling there. Good job by the Pack. Now the Pack have control. Now they come steaming through middle center ice. It's a 3-on-2. Good poke check there. Momentarily, but the forward kept it. Nicely done. Oh, nice one-touch pass there on the far side, but it went wide. And the Spartacats lucky to have survived that one. Miller sends this one towards the point. It's going to be kept in by the Wolfpack. Intercepted there by Scott. Puck's loose in the slot. Somebody in a blue jersey needs to get to. Now it's swept aside, and Miller will get this out. She'll have an opportunity. She's a fast skidder. She goes by one defender. Miller down to the end. She has it on her backhand, though, and steers it around. Cats changing behind her. Nollner tries to keep it in. Does momentarily. Nicely done. Nollner keeps slapping at it. Miller goes for a change. This comes from Donahue. Donahue and
I guess we're good. I thought maybe we had offside there, but Donahue sends this in, and this is going to go for icing, as Donahue just threw that too hard into the other end. 10:04 to go here, second period. Shots 4-2 in favor of the Wolfpack. And as I said, there's a giant mural off to our right of the Wolfpack. Wolf, the timber wolf with the green eyes, and it says Wolfpack, and it's really, really cool. The facility here has been updated over the years several times. The West Rink was built, the Studio Rink was built. This is the old school arena here as the Pack win that face-off. They try to send it to the middle. This one comes from Kron. Kron has it taken off of her stick. This one hits Jaywar, and Jaywar rolled up and over. Oh my heavens, it rolled up and over. It was a good shot. So it was a good shot. It rolled up and over her helmet and came down on the other side. Thought it might get over her, but it didn't. Momentum kept it going the other way. And we have an opportunity here for the Spartacats. Need to get out of each other's way there a little bit too much crowding. That shot from distance, and Jaywar squeezes that one easy as you like, and the shots start to mount for the Wolfpack. Cats absolutely have got to create some shots on goal. Officially now trailing in that department 7-2. As Scott and Shaq were coming down, but we're told, no, you can't do that. Trying to make a defensive change. Shot from the Pack on the near side, misses everything. Goes behind the net. Trying to wrap around, opportunity there, and a goal! A goal for the Wolfpack. He got it into Jaywar's glove. And the referee with a great view of it says that's a goal, and it's 1-0 to the Wolfpack. So it was a greasy goal in front of the net, and the Spartacats find themselves now on the wrong end of a 1-0 deficit. Hard work by the Wolfpack pays off, and now the Spartacats have everything now to play for in terms of chasing with 9:22 to go here in the second period. Spartacats with 2 shots on goal officially need to create more offense. This puck finds its way as a pass over to Miller. Miller goes past her though, and this gets sent in. But Shaq with it. Shaq tries to get it out. She does momentarily. And it's sent back in that time by the Wolfpack. Baker over skates, and now it comes back for Scott. Scott feeds the point. Miller with an opportunity. She takes it off the stick and tries to go the other way. Good defense that time by the Wolfpack. Miller now chasing. Olsen and Baker are the other 2 forwards out there. Comes to the near point where Shaq's going to try to hold it. She does momentarily. Olsen keeps it in momentarily. Shaq tries to send it deep. Now it comes for Baker. All 3 forwards very, very close. Scott doing a nice job of keeping it in. Shot from distance. That was Olsen. Good shot, and that whistled wide. Pack now have it at neutral ice. Miller with it. She's going to have her head up. She's going to skate it to the far side. Bangs it off the boards. Now for Olsen. Olsen around one defender. Tries to stick handle. Does. She's going to have another chance. Shot there. And up and high and over. So a good save there by the Park Cottage Grove keeper. Should be a shot on goal for the Spartacats. This one comes for Donahue, who sends it forward. Spartacats having some challenges connecting passes here. Slapping at the puck just a little bit, having some trouble connecting a few passes. You get a sense that the Spartacats connect 2 or 3 passes, they'll probably be in business. All 3 forwards in tight. Olsen, check at Bauman, and she's in offside. Say Nurka was in offside as Bauman tried to carry it in. 7:32 to go, 1-0 in favor of the Wolfpack. Wolfpack looking, as I said earlier, to get on the right side of the win-loss ledger, as yesterday they were a 5-1 loser to Valkyries. Spartacats were 1-1 draw, had a 1-1 draw against the Woodbury Predators. That one gets wrapped all around towards Donahue. Donahue keeps it in momentarily. Nollner sends it down behind the cage. Bauman to give chase. Bauman sends it, tries to get it into the crease, but it's taken off of her stick. Bauman continuing to battle there. Now she's going to try to keep it down in the end. Tries to feed the point, comes for Nollner. Noller spins and goes the other direction. Noller backhand to the middle, but too many defenders there as now the pack will try to break. Noller tries to keep it in. Kron tries to keep it in. Kron does keep it in. Downs for Bauman. Bauman with an opportunity. Nurka gets out of the way. Bauman shoots from distance. Oh, and a bit of a weird hop as it hopped up in the air. This is Scott stepping up. Scott sends it in. Opportunity. And I think that's Bauman. She's at the end of her shift.
And this one goes all the way down into the other end. Wolfpack trying to keep it in the offensive zone as they complete their change. Cats not doing enough to try to create offense here. Kron and Scott are out there right now. Kron can't get off the ice.
Skeet it!
Now Kron's going to try to skate it.
She's going to hit the Jets. Now she's in on goal. Opportunity for Kron. Kron shoots, misses. Oh, it just slid it wide. There was space there, and Kron could not get to it. Kron desperately needs to get off the ice as she's had a very long shift. Scott keeps it in momentarily. And now Kron will finally be able to get off the ice, and Shaq will be able to take her spot. Here's Miller, far side, far corner. Miller's going to try to feed the crease. It's in there. Is it under the keeper? It is under the keeper. And it stays out of the goal. The referee was right on top of it. People on the Spartacat bench wondering exactly where that puck was. Shots 8-3 with 5:38 to go here, second period. Wilhelm taking the spot of Jay War. So the goalie change for the Spartacats. Mersil, Olsen, and Meller are your forwards. Shaq and Scott are your defenders. Shaq gets that draw back, sends it down into the other corner. Meller battles there near side. Gets it to Shaq. Shaq sends it in. Opportunity, and Olsen almost got a tip. Nicely done by Shaq. It was a good shot. Olsen almost got to it. Olsen battling three girls in the corner, needs some help. Pack trying to come out with it. They do momentarily. Cats have got to be careful. And Scott sends that back in, and it's offside against the Spartacats. 5:04 to go here in the second period. Thanks for joining us here on the live stream. We do appreciate it. Again, we expect to be some technical improvements as the season rolls on, but in any event, we're happy to have you on the channel. So Baker, Bauman, and Noller are your forwards now. Shaq and Scott, your defenders. Bauman hustling over to the near side. Hustling over to the near side. This call it falls for Baker. Baker slides it in. This will come for Scott. Scott's going to shoot from distance. And it's hacked down that time by the defense. So the defense keep it in. Shaq's going to try to cut this one off.
Opportunity for the pack, and a big save by Wilhelm. Wilhelm with a glove save, it goes wide. Noller with an opportunity. She feeds head for Bauman. It's a 3-on-1 if they hurry. Bauman slides over for Noller. Noller with an opportunity. Noller scores! And Noller scores on a good 2-on-1 opportunity. It was a good pass from Noller to Bauman. Bauman sent it back to Aurelia Noller, who put it in the top corner. And we are knotted up at 1 here with 4:13 to go in the second period. Wolfpack just about took a 2-0 lead at the other end with a great shot and a good save by Wilhelm. And going the other direction, the Spartacats level the game at 1. Exciting stuff from Cottage Grove, Minnesota.
And opportunity for Miller. Is she going to be able to get her stick onto it? Tries to spin it back. Oh, sorry, bad camera work, folks. I have to remember I got to turn this a little more to the side. Okay. Finding out I can't be heard as well if I turn the camera to the left, so I'll try to stay in front of it. This one comes back for Kron. She has it taken off of her stick. Now the pack get it in. Kron behind the net circles Wilhelm's cage. Kron slaps it towards the point. It finds its way out. Miller's not going to be able to get to that as the Cottage Grove Wolfpack, alert to their danger, sends that back in. Well, this one comes inside towards Olsen. Olsen tries to steer that in on goal. Good defense. Olsen again with an opportunity. Tries to fire it across. Nurka not able to get onto that. Here comes Donahue. Donahue tries to send it in. Nurka slaps at it. Now for Miller. Miller to the middle. Miller! It's in the net! Oh, Miller with a low percentage shot. Shoots from distance. Hits the goalie, and unlucky for the goalie. That one rolls up and over and into the net. And suddenly, just like that, the Spartacats on their 5th shot of the game have registered their 2nd goal, and Aiden Miller with a team leading 3 goals on this season. Nice shot by Miller, just unlucky for the keeper. Nurka, Miller, Olsen, your forwards. Shack and Scott, your defenders. Olsen gives chase in the far corner. Nurka watches it there. Scott tries to keep it in.
And this one goes the other direction, but Maren Olsen's going to get to this one first. Turns to her backhands, chips it out towards Miller. Miller, she's going to chip it off the boards.
If she can control this one, it's a 2-on-1 as Nurka's cruising in the middle. Here come the Wolfpack around. Wolfpack send it around. Olsen can't get a stick to it, but keeps it in with Scott. Spartacats trying to get onto their forehand. Miller sends that in towards the net. Miller with another opportunity. This one goes down for Olsen. Olsen was down on her seat, and now
the Wolfpack going the other direction. Opportunity here for the Wolfpack. They shoot from distance. Wilhelm slaps it down, but it keeps it down. And here go the Spartacats the other direction. This is Bauman. Nice job by Bauman. Some folks looking for a penalty there. I'm not sure if we're playing with older girls in a game that's not as tightly called, that's not a penalty. But in this game, you have to wonder. Mercil has it. She tries to draw it onto her forehand, but she's hassled there by the defense. Bauman punches this out into neutral ice, and Nolner, with a burst of energy coming out through center ice, will try to keep it down. She does. The Cats changing behind her. Nolner sends that in, takes a deflection off of a skate, with 1:30 to go. Here in the 2nd period, Wolfpack now circling, opportunity shot from distance. Wilhelm got hamstrung by that one, but it stays out. Somebody in blue needs to get control of this puck and keep it away from the crease. This is Kron with it. Kron to the middle.
Kron's gonna try to go. Can she get in? No, she can't. So with 1:03 to go, an exciting 2nd period has seen 3 goals scored, 1 by the Wolfpack and 2 by the Spartacats. Miller, Baker, Olsen, your forwards. Donahue, Kron, your defenders. Wilhelm in net. Face off 1. Now this is Baker. Check it, Baker. Baker slides that to the middle. Nicely done. Baker again trying to slide it that way. Olsen watching there carefully. Somebody needs to be in front of the crease. This one's sent out towards the point. Donahue keeps that in. She whips it back in towards Olsen. Olsen sends it down behind the cage. Unfortunately, that time Cass just not able to complete passes. Miller finds Shack at the point. Shack sends that in. Opportunity here for the Spartacats if they hurry. 30 seconds to go here in this period, and that will be, and Baker not able to get out as offside against the Spartacats.
Scott held it for as long as she could, but Baker got into a collision with one of the Wolfpack players. Cottage Grove, Minnesota Cottage Grove Ice Arena, one of the better concession stands you'll find anywhere in District 8. Nurka on the face-off. That one goes to the Wolfpack. Bauman on the near side, Nolner in the middle. Nurka slaps at that one. Comes to Scott at the center ice dot. Goes in now deep. Nolner tries to keep that in, but can't. This will come back for Shack. And the seconds have run off. So an exciting exciting first period with not too many shots. Turns into a very exciting 2nd period with more shots. Shots officially 10-5 in favor of the Wolfpack. Good saves by both Wilhelm and J-War have kept the Spartacats in this game. 5 shots only on goal for the Spartacats, not enough. They've got to get well into double digits by the end of the game. Surely the coaching staff will be reminding them that they need more shots on goal despite having a 2-1 lead here heading into the third period. I understand it's a little hard for you to hear me when the puck is on one end of the ice, so I'll do what I can to stay closer to the iPad and minimize side noise. Next home game for the Spartacats next Sunday the 16th. And that will be against their sister team, the U10B1 white team. That'll be VMCC. So we'll see how this one's going to end. It's definitely some twists and turns. You can't imagine this game's going to end 2-1, but we'll find out. Puck gets sent out by Donahue looking for Nurka. Kron slaps at that one, sends it down to the other end. This is not going to go for icing as Olsen, Miller, and I think that's, Mercil are down there. This was kept in at the point by Donahue, right below our camera. This one comes out. Good job clearing the zone. Mercil with it now, tries to slide it in, but it's kept out quickly by the Wolfpack. Good defense there, back checking by Miller. Opportunity for Eden Miller. She's got one already today. She's going to send this backhand towards the crease. Good defense controls that, and now the Pack come the other direction.
Pack come the other direction, send this in towards J-War. J-War watches it go wide. Donahue pokes that into the near corner. Battle there between the Pack and Olsen on the near side. Olsen gets it out. This one's going to go for Mercil. Mercil, if she hits the Jets, can get to this one. She does. She's got Bowman breaking to the middle. Opportunity for Olsen. Olsen sends that in, hits the side of the net. Olsen tries to sweep that in towards the crease. And now, Wolfpack will break. Wolfpack through neutral ice. Good pass at the blue line. Shack with it. Opportunity for Shack. Shack's got some open ice in front of her. Tries to switch it back. And Shack loses control of that one. Good opportunistic play there by Shack. Here's Nolan. She's got one already today. She shoots. Oh, I thought that might have been a by. Instead, the goalie pushes it wide. Scott tries to keep this in after it took an odd bounce off the wall. Shack hammers that back down in. This is Bauman. She'll try to steer it on net, and now Wolfpack will come away with it. 9:48 to go, score 2-1 in favor of the Spartacats. Opportunity for the Wolfpack. Hits the side netting. Scott with it. She'll skate it up the near side. This one gets poked down deep from the point. Shack will have it there. Shack goes near side. Somebody in blue needs to get to this, and they don't. They lose the race as the Wolfpack able to keep it in the zone. Scott with it. She sends that out, but this is going to be kept in by the Wolfpack again. This one goes around the other side. Baker giving chase far side. Somebody in blue needs to get this out of the zone. They do now. The Shack with it. She can't quite keep it with momentum, but she keeps the puck. She gets into the attacking zone, and that's offensive foul. That is U10B1 hockey. Probably not the place you would want to pass that puck, and it managed to come out over the blue line. So with 8:56 to go, offside against the Spartacats, and a neutral zone faceoff. Olsen, Nurka, Miller, your forwards, Kron, and Donahue.
through defenders. Kron sends that in from Miller. Miller has Olsen breaking to the middle. Miller fires to the middle. It's broken up that time. Opportunity for Nurka. That slides in towards goal. And reaching back was the Wolfpack keeper. Nicely done, steering that just wide. Good poke check that time by Donahue.
Everybody falling down, but no penalties there. That goes wide of Jay War. Kron's going to have that behind her own net. She's going to circle. She's going to try to puck handle. Lots of traffic in front of her. This one gets popped up in the air, finds Donahue. Donahue slaps at this one, gets it out of the zone, which is what she was looking for. This one comes back in. Kron with it an opportunity. She passes to the middle. I think she was passing to the middle. This comes off of a Wolfpack player. Might have gone for icing, but it hit a Wolfpack defender. Now they circle behind their own net. Defenders are getting changed. Olsen sends this in towards the crease. Nurka with it. She's unable to keep it in momentarily, but now she's got it. Sends in towards Miller. Miller now Nurka. Wolfpack trying to get out of their own end. Good shot from the point that time by Shack. This one comes short. Here comes Scott. Scott unable to get her stick blade on that one. And this one comes down all the way to the other direction. It's going to be in the corner. Shack is going to chase it, and it's going to go for icing. Unlucky. Great hustle by the Wolfpack, but
Icing against the Wolfpack with 7:30 to go here, third period from Cottage Grove Arena. Good energy by both teams, good physical play by both teams. Mersil will take this face-off with Nolner and Bauman, I think, on either side of her. Nolner battling there, doing a good job of holding that one in. Pack go the other direction. Everybody falls down. Nolner now battling in the corner. Mersil going to help. All three blue forwards in the corner. All three blue forwards need to get out of the corner. Nolner controls, sends it back into the slot. An opportunity for Mersil, but she's unable to connect on it. And here come the Wolfpack going the other direction.
Kron's going to be the last line of defense. Good poke check there by Kron. Chance hasn't gone completely away, but a good poke check by Kron creates some good defense. Donahue slaps at that one, sends it up for Nolner. Nolner's going to get chased. I'm not sure if this is going to make it for icing. It's not. Bauman chases, tries to hold it in. Mersil also tries to hold it in, can't. This one comes back for Shack. Shack slaps at that one, again, out of the zone. Mersil and Bauman battling there. Here come the Wolfpack going back the other way. Shack tries to push, very strong play there by the Wolfpack, bringing it down the far side. This is Olsen. Olsen strong in her skates. Good defense and a forecheck by the Wolfpack in the corner. And I think that's going to be a trip. Yeah, it'll be a trip. Opportunity here for Scott. Scott around the side, passes to the middle. Opportunity for the Spartacats. And they missed the opportunity as that puck was... There was an opportunity there if they had been aware of where that puck was coming from. In any event, we switched goalies, and so do the Wolfpack. So Wilhelm now in for the Spartacats. And the Wolfpack can also switch to their other keeper. So a power play, again, a 1-minute power play here for the Spartacats. Shack and Scott, your defenders. Olsen, Miller, and Baker are your forwards. Scott sends us in from the point. Slapped out that time. Here's an opportunity for Baker. She tries to keep it in, and Miller scores! Miller cleans up the garbage on the far side. Baker had set it in. Olsen had tried to get a piece of it. And there was, like I said, there was some garbage rebound there, and Miller puts it home. And Miller with her second goal of the game, making a strong bid for the Golden Goat along with Aurelia Nolner. Doing a nice job of bringing this team back. 3 unanswered goals now for the Spartacats. With 5:42 to go here in the third period. Shots evening out a little bit at 10-7. Scott steps in, tries to keep that in, but the Pack managed to get that. I thought they managed to get that out. Now it comes out clean. Olsen tries to go the other way. Scott battling there, right side of your screen. Comes to the middle, collision there, but now Olsen with it. She'll circle behind her cage. She's got a head of steam. Is she going to stop? No, she's not going to stop. And the referee thought about calling a penalty there, decided not to. In any event, Miller sitting on a hat trick. She's got an opportunity. She slams on the brakes,
tries to slide it across. I think she was hoping Olsen would go to the goal. Olsen slides it back to the middle and it goes in the net! Oh my goodness! Proof positive for Maren Olsen that if you throw it to the net, good things happen. And suddenly out of nowhere, the Spartacats, in what has been an even game back and forth, open a 3-goal lead with 4:58 to play here in the third period. Maren Olsen, I think Olsen's going to get credit for that one. We'll have to check it later. Miller was on the back door. I think it went in straight off the keeper or a defender's skate. Hard to tell. In any event, we play on. Nolner battling in the far corner. Nolner with a big body, nicely done, trying to use that big body to control the puck. Here come the Wolfpack to the near point. Donahue has it. Donahue sends it in. It's deflected that time by the Pack, and they'll try to gain control and get a good breakout on the far side. Oh, they come right through the middle. That was a little bit surprising. Cron with an opportunity. She's got a head of steam. She's going to send that forward, and she's going to take some contact there. Donahue's going to go the other way, and here's an opportunity. It's 3-on-1. So it's 3-on-1. Going the other direction. Wilhelm watches that go behind her cage. Have to get back in position quickly, and they score! The Wolfpack score with 4:10 to go. Good wraparound by the Wolfpack, and never say die attitude for that player. Looked like it was going wide. The defense was going to cover the goal, but the defense unable to keep that one out. And the Wolfpack have signs of life here with 4:10 to go. Score 4-2 to the Spartacats. And basically the way this game has gone, you would expect it to be a close game. Here's Scott with an opportunity. Scott dumps. Miller, Mersil, and Olsen, your forwards. This one takes a high hop off a couple of skates. Finds Shaq. Shaq unable to keep this one out, so Scott will pursue this one. Scott sweeps at it with the backhand. Now she tries to get it on the forehand. 3:45 to go here in a moving third period. Near side, this is Scott. Check it, that is Olsen. Olsen near side. Now to the middle, opportunity. Good defense that time by Shaq. Using her body. Might have been a hook there, but in any event, we play on. Yeah, good chip and opportunity here as Miller tries to go by one defender. Now she's trying to go by two defenders. Has it down in the far corner. She's got people into the middle. Good shot to the middle. Opportunity for Mersil. Could not get a stick on it. Scott keeps it in. Mersil swings at it. Another opportunity. Miller with it again, tries to send it into the crease. It's in the blue paint. Multiple players whacking at it, and we have finally a whistle and a stoppage with 3:06 to go. Score 4-2 in favor of the Spartacats, and the Wolfpack making a spirited bid to try to climb back into this game. End-to-end action here from Cottage Grove. This offensive zone face-off won by the Wolfpack. They have it in the far corner. They try to bring it out the far side. Pinch in there by Cron, trying to hold the blue line. She does. Slaps at it, sends it in, but it hops over Baker's stick. Now the Wolfpack will circle to the near side. Wolfpack have it there, try the breakout, they do. Cron with it. Cron tries to go the other direction. This is going to find Nolner off a deflection. Nolner gets in over the zone. Nolner pushed off the puck there. Good physical play by both teams. Baker battles in the far corner. Nolner now just able to get up, but this will come to neutral ice.
Skate it!
Cron to the far side. Cron's going to skate it. She's got a head of steam. Now she sends it in. And with a 2-goal lead, 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go, you'd like your defenders to stay conservative. Baker battles far side. Baker still battling. Mersil comes over to help. Nolner in the slot area. Everybody falling down. Everybody's got to get up. Everybody's got to get up. Do we have a whistle? We have a whistle and we have a broken stick. Well, keep playing. Yeah, we're not stopping play, guys. Just because somebody breaks a stick doesn't mean we stop playing.
That was a bizarre sequence. Good job by Nolner there. In the far corner, Wolfpack control. Pack with 95 seconds left to try to get 2 goals. Cats just need to keep this in the neutral zone. Mersil slaps at this one, but here come the Pack. Pack to the middle. Pack shoot. Pad save away by Melissa Wilhelm. Now on the far side, they keep it in momentarily. Mersil behind the net. Now she reverses her turn. Now she reverses her turn and goes the other way. Now it's dispossessed and shoots, and I think that hit. I don't know where that hit it. It looked like it hit and went behind Wilhelm. Cats need to get this out. 1 minute to go here in the third period. Cats need to desperately get new players on the ice as they were catching punches there. 56 seconds to go. Third period action. Shots 13-9 in favor of the Wolfpack, with the Wolfpack pushing for one more goal. We'll see if the Wolfpack pull their goalie at some point. They are down by 2 goals. They don't look like they're pulling their goalie at this point. We have no timeouts in district play. I'm not sure what the... Let's, okay, here we go. All right. So I'm not sure if someone was trying to call a timeout or exactly what was going on, but in any event, the Pack have their 5 skaters. Miller, Olsen, and Nurka, your forwards. This shot comes in towards Wilhelm. Wilhelm down quickly. Shaq and Zoe Scott are your defenders. This one comes out towards the blue line. Cats just need to get this out of the zone. Somebody in blue needs to get to it. Send it out of the zone. 39 seconds left here in a 2-goal game. Cats just need to get it out of the zone. And now Olsen has it. She's spun around, but she gets it out of the zone, and that's what they needed. Now Olsen will try to get it across the blue line. Battle at just below the camera here. 20 seconds to go. Miller giving chase. Again, she's got 2 here tonight. Miller has this on the far side. 14 seconds to go. Miller with a good back check there ties things up. Everybody's swinging their sticks in the air. Shaq tries to send this back down. 2 seconds. 1 second. And that is it. And that is it. What was a close and hard-fought game between the Wolfpack and the Spartacats broken open here in the third period by the Spartacats. And the final score here from Cottage Grove, Minnesota, 4-2 in favor of the Spartacats. Wolfpack played hard, just got a little bit unlucky as the third and fourth goals for the Spartacats took some interesting bounces or were garbage goals in front, but they all count on the scoreboard. And we will see you next Sunday, the 16th, when the Spartacats play the other U10B team from the co-op. And we should be, I would imagine we will be streaming that one as well on the channel. Thanks for joining us here, folks, and have a good night.